there was a while
Yeah.
back where it was, I think, 11 p.m. at night, and I called Sons in tears, and I was like, Son! She was like, oh no, what happened? What's wrong? What's wrong? And like, she dropped everything to talk to me for like a good 5 minutes, and I was just sobbing. Is she going overseas to like find another guy? Or like,
Oh my
is she
God,
going over? Is she
really?
gonna like party and sleep with another guy, or is she gonna like let other guys like hit on her? And then after that, I was like, me verbalizing it, right? I was like, hey, so like I'm a bit stressed, and she was like, I'm going with my mom.
Welcome to another episode of Men Explain, where we really get down and dirty with all our POVs that
Yeah.
are unfiltered. And I think today we're kind of reverting to just me and you.
I don't know where are the guests.
You are the guest. You are the guest.
I don't need to read the rundown.
You don't need.
Stop.
It's like you. When was the last time you read the rundown?
That's actually very true.
I know you too well.
Every time we come in to produce something, like, you know what's going on? I'm like, no.
The question is, even though I feel like I know you well,
Yep.
do you think you know women well?
Look, I'm wearing a very special t-shirt today because there's only one woman in this world that I want to understand, and that's my
Oh my
boss.
God. Okay.
This shirt literally says Boss Janice, because if
think-
she understands me
Yeah.
and I understand her,
Yeah.
I get more
You
money.
get a raise?
Correct.
Okay, so did you get a raise?
No.
So ever since we started doing this show together, it's been chaos. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think we haven't had the chance to like really just do an app, both of us, in a while, right?
Yeah. I was away,
Yeah.
and
You
I
abandoned us.
saw that I got replaced for one episode.
You did. It was a sight for sore eyes. Yeah. What's up,
That's so
Lynette?
bad.
Love ya. But since we did that app, just Lynette and I, we decided, you know what, we're going to do a bit of a reverse today and figure out how much or how well do you know women?
I want to preface this by saying that I think there's a space where I can say all women are different and each of y'all are individually beautiful inside and out. But I don't think I understand all of them very well.
But after all the experience that you've had with like
What do you mean by
your
experience?
dating
Okay.
and relationships, you don't feel like or even this show, you don't feel like you understand women better?
Okay, I do think that as I've grown up a little bit, with like the relationships that I've had, the love that I found, the mistakes that I've made,
That sounds like a Backstreet Boys song. Dude.
I feel
I
like
love that I found the mistakes I made.
I feel like I have learned a lot.
Yeah.
And not just about women, but about how I am able to work with them. And I guess it has helped me a lot being friends with you, with Jermaine, with having so many close girlfriends, being on the
You're
show.
able to like confide in.
Yeah. And that little like conversations that I have with you about, your relationships, about how you see certain things, it's helped me kind of also bring it back and not take it as a template, but more of like, okay, I see it from a different perspective.
Yeah, sometimes when I get a random message from Avery, like out of nowhere type, like we had no context whatsoever before, and it's just like a sad face or like some sort of a sticker. I'm like, okay, what now? What? Which girl? What's going on?
I want to go back to this. Yeah, there was a while
Yeah.
back where it was, I think, 11 p.m. at night, and I called Sons in tears, and I was like, Son! She was like, oh no, what happened? What's wrong? And like, she dropped everything to talk to me for like a good 5 minutes, and I was just sobbing.
But I think, it's interesting because not all men react like that when it comes down to like relationship issues or girl-related issues. They may not even want to be vulnerable that way. Like, you're one of the rare straight male friends that I have that, you don't mind showing that you're in touch with your emotions, or like maybe it's selective for you, I don't know. Or perhaps in that moment you're like, you desperately need to offload it.
I feel like I'm very selective with the
Yeah.
people that have that side of me. Back then versus now, with my relationships, I used to be emotionless. I think I got broken down quite badly in my first relationship. And then in my second one, I kind
You
of,
carried on.
I had this
Yeah.
whole wall that I refused to break for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And then like therapy and friends and finding love again.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that I finally am very in touch with my emotions. But then you also get the flip side that now I'm so in touch with my emotions that you have to deal with it. Jermaine has to deal with it.
Well, your future, whoever
My future
it is
partner
that
has
you
to deal
date,
with it.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
will have to
So
deal with
yeah,
it.
it's pretty bad.
But what makes you, or rather, what do you think is currently still the most complicated thing about women that you're still struggling to grasp or understand?
Honestly, I think the hardest thing for me to get
Is to know what they want? No.
No, it's when it comes to arguments and communication.
Yeah.
I like to let it be known what I'm unhappy about. Now, back then I'll be like, I'm
You
fine.
bottle it up.
I'm, like,
Yeah.
I'm okay. And then boom, it'll explode,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But now it's like anytime there is uncertainty or anytime I feel like I'm not happy or anytime I feel like something happened, I want to talk about it.
Does it become oversharing, you think? Or
That's the
no?
thing, right? So I don't know when is like a good time to be like,
To
hey, we
stop.
need to talk. Or like, hey, da 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 da. And then is it oversharing when I'm like, hey, I want to talk to you about something.
Yeah.
And then they're like, why is it so serious? And I'm like, oh, is it? The worst thing that I can't stand, right, is that when I bring up a problem that I'm
Yeah.
having or that something that I'm experiencing, it becomes a me issue. I'm like, but this was my problem with you. Why is it my fault? Why must I apologize? I don't understand.
Okay, let me teach you some magic words, okay? Every time if like anyone comes to you with these issues, just go like, I hear you, but here's my point of view. But I hear you. I really hear you. So then the person feels heard. You know what I
hear
mean?
you.
You try next time. It will really
No,
help.
I
really,
try. Okay, this thing I learned from therapy
Yeah.
as well, right? When you're in an argument or you're
Yeah.
in a disagreement,
Yeah.
contact is very important, and making sure that the person understands that they're being heard is great. But then I feel like, why am I the one that's always doing the work? You know what I mean? So if I have an issue, but you're not happy about it, I must then acknowledge your feelings before you acknowledge mine. When I was the one that brought it up, right? So then where's the common ground here? Like, what do I do? Do I then always be the one to say, it's okay, I will let you be emotional first. I will control my emotions, and then after that we work with it.
Yes.
Even though I was emotional first.
Wow, this is a very complex question, honestly. But let me bring up one recent example, okay? So Germs and I had like a massive fight over nothing. I don't even remember what it was about. I really don't. And then somehow this small tiff over nothing, which I can't even remember anymore, blew up in the car. And then he was getting agitated, I was getting agitated, and obviously I pushed a bit of buttons also, you know. And then he started blowing up, and then I started having a full meltdown. I know you haven't seen me like full crazy before, but sometimes I'd be like just having a whole meltdown in the car, and I was like screaming and like, ah! And then he just looked at me, and after like 2 seconds, he just burst out laughing because he found it so amusing that I was having a psychotic meltdown. And so he just went, you know what? I'll have let you finish already, not finish already. Then I'll speak. I'm like, okay. Then in those few seconds, somehow everything calmed down in a very weird way. And the humor broke the ice. And then we were okay after that.
If that happened to me, if I started laughing,
Yeah.
the person would be like, you don't take anything seriously. Because it's happened to me before.
Oh no. Oh,
right?
did you laugh?
Angry, and I went, you're not taking anything seriously. I was like, oh shit. Like, that's the problem with me, because I rarely take things
So
like,
it's a you problem.
it is a me problem.
Now we know.
It is a me problem.
Now
So
we
I've
know.
learned, right? When you're fighting, don't laugh.
Okay.
Don't laugh
End
at
of
the
story.
person.
So what's your expression when you're in a fight? You're just listening. Okay, that looks...
I hear you.
Yes. Okay, so on that note, I did this with Lynette just a few weeks ago, and now we're going to do it together. So let's test and see how good your knowledge is, okay?
Okay, round 1. Common female phrases. Why do women say, I'm fine, when they're clearly not?
Well, he very stressed now.
Actually, no. You know when guys say when they say that they're fine, they're really fine? It's not true. If you're in an argument and you say like, are you okay? And they go, yeah, I'm okay. It's really not true. It's tonality. Yeah.
So you just wanna nip it in the bud, is
Correct.
it? Like
When
you don't
I
want to escalate it
when
anymore.
I say I'm fine in an argument, or I say, yeah, I'm okay, what I want is actually time out for a little bit.
Okay.
Because I don't want to lash out.
So you're saying this is not like gender specific anymore?
I don't think so.
I actually agree, because between my partner and I, if we fight, right, and we have a resolution, I'm like, okay, I'm fine. I really mean that I'm fine. If not, you will not hear the end of it.
I think when a woman says she's fine, it really depends on what's going on. If I made you angry and your first response is, I'm fine, you're not fine.
Yeah. I think the reason why sometimes women, maybe it comes across like more women do this, is that sometimes the problem is right in your face and you clearly made a mistake and they're waiting for you to acknowledge it.
You see, but the problem is
They're waiting for you to be like, take accountability.
But the problem is we don't think we did anything wrong. How can I know what I don't know?
So you need someone to tell you what you did wrong.
Yeah, you see? So why can't you just be like, babe, listen, I didn't like this. And I'll be like, oh shit, I'm sorry. Don't be down there and be like, so what did you do wrong? How I know? What do I do? I don't know.
Okay, I don't disagree. But if by the 10th time you still don't know, I think you're dumped.
I 100% agree that if you get angry with somebody for the first time
You need
and
to
you tell
explain.
them
Okay.
why you're angry, why you don't like it, and they go, I am sorry, and they learn from it, great,
Yeah.
right? If they do it a second time and you remind them one more time, you do it a third time, then they
Then
deserve to
that's
get
it.
slapped in the
Yeah, you
face.
get dumped.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
100%.
What does it really mean when she says up to you lah?
It means it's up to her. It's up to her. 100%.
I actually really mean up to you. Honestly, ask germs. Like, I really mean it. I'm like, up to you. You decide.
Whenever anybody says like, what do you want to eat, right? I don't like making the decisions. Or if they go, where do you want to go? I don't like making the decisions. Or if you go, should we go on a holiday? I'll be like, yes, where do you want to go? I won't make this. But the reason is because I'm afraid that if I pick, right, you're unhappy.
Okay.
Because you don't like it. Or if let's say you go, yeah, okay, sure, let's go eat this. And I bring you to eat it. But then the food's not great. I feel terrible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you don't have a good time. I feel terrible. So in my head, if I let you pick, right, then you can do what you want. I'm okay.
I actually think if you're talking about the foods thing, the food related one, Aves is not really that much of a foodie.
Yeah,
I feel.
don't care.
He doesn't really care. Just don't bring him to any hot pot place because you end up doing all the work. That's the only thing. Okay,
You have to cook for
his
me.
future wife.
I'm looking at you.
Yeah. Other than that, he's honestly okay with whatever you pick.
What's the difference between okay, haha, and okay, lol in a text? Wow, this shit, right?
Wow. This is
It means so much, eh?
Does it? Okay, tell me your experience because I'm not a okay haha or okay lol person at all.
I
I don't type like that.
I actually use okay quite a bit
I
with
know,
the person. Yeah,
I
I actually
know.
text you okay quite a bit as well.
Okay, so what's the difference?
Okay, this is sarcasm.
Oh, like okay lol.
This
Like,
is like,
yeah.
you know, oh, you're actually expressing it.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's, again, if we bring it back to the context of like up to you, right? And then I go, okay, let's go have Japanese. And she goes, okay, haha. It means
Yes,
she
that's
doesn't
done.
mind.
Okay.
If I say, let's go have Japanese, and she goes, okay, lol, or okay,
oh,
lol,
it's okay lol.
it means you don't know that I don't like Japanese food, but
or
I'm
you
just
don't
gonna
know
go
me.
anyway, right? And we're gonna go there and I'm gonna fight with you.
Oh, wow. You know what? I'm learning more about women as we speak.
对不对?
From Avery's point of view, which I'm not sure is the right one.
I tell
but
you
okay.
right, if this shit comes out on a text message, right?
You know
my
you-
next
you know you
response,
messed up.
my next response would be, haha, joking, we're going somewhere else.
And then she doesn't reply after that. Done.
Okay, next.
Okay, you pick.
Why do girls get mad when you don't text back fast enough but take hours to reply themselves? Hey, actually, you're talking about a specific person here because, like, this shit happens quite a bit.
I've heard situations with like some of my close friends also. Was it you? No, I don't think it was you. That he kind of feels that there's not much development with him and this girl right now because she's not very proactive with replying. But then when she wants to talk, she's hoping that he will reply instantly. You know what I mean? So it's like almost on
Double
her
standards,
time. Yeah,
Double
like
standards,
on her time. I feel like no matter how busy you are, and sometimes, you know, we can get stuck on set or like we don't even have our phones with us for like hours, right? But just send a holding message or say like, I will not be available for the next 2 hours. But I think some people may see like, oh, if we went online or something, like
Oh my
our
gosh.
last scene situation,
I used
you
to
know.
I used to go out with this girl that used to get angry because every time she would send me a text and if I read it and don't reply,
She'd be like, "What's
she's
going
like,
on?"
why is it that you can read it and not reply me?
Sometimes literally we have 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Like I literally take out my phone and oh wait, resume. I'm like, oh okay, I put my phone
my
back, you know.
God. Yeah. I was like, hey man, like you gotta chill.
Yeah.
Right? But again, I don't think gender specific.
I don't think so
Because
either.
I get angry sometimes when people don't reply me because I get needy and I'm like, why you not replying me?
Yeah, then he texts me, so please don't.
That's actually very true.
And then I don't reply.
Yeah.
It's a vicious cycle.
Also very true.
Okay, next. If she says she's not hungry but eats your food, explain that.
Wow.
I am very guilty of this. I am super guilty of it.
So as Son says, I'm not a foodie, but I eat a lot.
Yeah.
And one of my biggest pet peeves, right, is like if I ask you, you want to go and eat, and then you go like, no, I'm not hungry, and then I'm like, okay, I'm hungry, I'm gonna order food, and then I order food, right, and then you're like, oh, suddenly hungry, bruh.
What's
Like,
wrong with that?
Why didn't you just order food from the get-go?
Because I didn't want a full meal. I didn't want to commit to a full meal.
Then get like a side.
You should be getting the side.
What the hell? Why?
So now Germs knows, right? Whenever he orders food, he'll order a bit extra for me.
Wait, what if right? There's this space where I order the food and then she's like, I already said I don't want to eat.
No, then you just say, I bought it just in case.
No, okay, I tell you a funny story about this
Yeah.
one. I was sharing the food. You told me what were you eating. So I went out, I was going out with this girl. We bought juice,
Mhm.
right? And I drank my juice and it was so good.
Yeah.
And then she drank my juice and she was like, oh, it's so nice. And she drank hers and hers was like, oh, it's
Not that
terrible.
nice. Oh.
And she looked at me, she just went, hey, treat. And then she swapped it. I was like, are you joking? And she was like, no. And then she finished it.
Oh my
And
god.
I was like, huh? What?
Well, actually, Germs wouldn't let me finish. He will finish it before I even get to it.
Really?
Yeah, if he likes it that much.
I actually didn't mind it. I was like, okay lah, let her drink lah. But I was just
Okay.
like deep down, I was like, my juice.
Yeah.
Juice.
Okay. Why do you think women overthink more than men? I actually know some men who overthink more though. You tell me first.
Estrogen,
Yeah.
progesterone,
Just,
I guess.
You think it's just like hormonal? No. It's the chemicals?
Do you think PMS exists?
Yes.
Right? So that's obviously hormonal, correct?
Yeah.
With-
It throws you off balance.
Correct. And I think that has got a lot to do with it. But like you said, it's not a generalization
It
thing.
isn't. And one extra thing is
Mm.
whenever you're in an argument with your partner or like a lady, don't ever blame it on her period or say
Mm.
like, is it because it's your time of the month, that's why you're acting like that?
I
Like,
learned that.
no.
I learned that
Yeah,
the
I
hard
think you
way.
would trigger her even more.
No, but yeah, I know. So I think it's just I don't think it's a generalization thing. I overthink a lot.
Yeah.
In like every phase of a relationship, but be it dating, be it talking, be it anything, right? I overthink everything.
Yeah.
When I was going out with this girl, she was going overseas and I just was like losing my mind. I was like, is she going overseas to like find another guy? Or like
Oh my
is she
God,
going overseas? Is she
really?
gonna like party and sleep with another guy? Or is she gonna like let other guys like hit on her? And then after that I was like me verbalizing it, right? I was like, hey, so like I'm a bit stressed. And she was like, I'm going with my mom.
Oh my god, help.
I was like,
okay.
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 Okay. yeah, so it's like I overthink a lot. But on the flip side, when I'm like super into somebody, right? It's really like I'm super into them.
Yeah.
Head
You're
over
like,
heel,
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, oh, what are we gonna do next year? We're gonna go overseas.
Yeah,
We're gonna do
yeah.
this. I want to do this. Like, oh, let me create a space in my room for you. Blah 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 blah. And then sometimes it's like oh, they can either buy into it or they're like, oof, too much.
Actually, I have a theory, right, on why some people overthink. Either those situations that you put in has happened to you before, or, okay, this is don't hate on me for saying this, okay? And this is not directed to you. But I feel like historically, for some people who have cheated before, they always project that worry on their partner.
I don't know. I think in this day and age, it's so prevalent online as well
Yeah.
that like it becomes a general fear.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That
yeah.
you're on TikTok, right? And you have like, oh, this person
Like
is
this expose
this
kind of like
expose, that
video,
expo-
yeah.
and then it always
It ends up
adds fear.
manifesting, yeah.
And I think it's obviously something that everybody is afraid of, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you're like in love with somebody and
Yeah.
you're like, why would you do that? But then that's where I guess the trust has to be.
You have to like assure each other, I guess.
Oh my
you
god,
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing I learned, man. Assurance is such an important thing.
Yeah, and I don't know whether because I'm an only child, right? So I didn't really talk to anyone growing up. That sounds very sad, but
I hear you.
you have siblings growing up, so I didn't talk to anyone. So I also became very used to being quite compartmentalized in my thoughts. Like I'm okay to just resolve it first in my own head without really saying that much to people. So then in some of my relationships, my partners found it hard to understand that. Or they're like, oh, you're too independent. You don't even vocalize when you're not happy. Like you don't even say.
Has that changed for you?
It has changed. I think Germs and I are like the most communicative. It's the most communicative relationship I've been in.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
If a girl says not to get her flowers on Valentine's Day, should you still get her flowers?
This girl didn't like flowers. Like she did not like flowers, and I knew she didn't like flowers. But her reason was because she didn't know how to keep them alive.
Okay.
I still believe that women should get flowers on special days, right? Valentine's Day, their birthdays.
Or just any occasion you feel like.
You think I'm very rich, the best thing that I did was I got her dried preserved flowers instead.
Okay.
Right? And in a nice bouquet of dried preserved flowers. She really liked it. Right? So I think it wasn't so much about the flowers itself, but it was the idea behind why she didn't want the flowers. Because obviously you still want to receive something very nice, right? And so when I gave to her, I explained, I said, I know you're not a flower person, but these are already dried, they're already preserved.
Yeah, and it shows that you put thought into it.
Yeah, so you just got to keep it there.
So for me, I'm actually allergic to some flowers. Okay, some.
Hey, you are the least romantic person in the world.
I don't know. Wait, hold on, hear me out. I think that when a woman says don't give me flowers, unless she's deathly allergic to it, you should still give her something. Yeah. For me, I don't know which flowers I'm allergic to. So in general, sometimes I just sneeze like crazy. I get like red eyes and everything, but I'm still happy.
As Son's housewarming gift, I got her a bonsai plant and it's dead now.
Sorry. Okay, bonsais are incredibly difficult to take care of, okay? It lasted 2 years. That's very good.
It's actually not that. I'm surprised.
It's actually, yes. Yeah. And his name was Bonbon. Okay, R.I.P. Bonbon.
Bonbon the bonsai. All right. Why do you think women talk about everything in detail? Disagree.
Yeah, because you have not met Avery yet. He talks about everything in detail.
In
like 5 times.
Vivid breakdown detail.
Sometimes a whole meal gone by and I think he's still talking.
Like there'll be times where she'll finish the food and I'll be like, one spoon is there for 20 minutes. I'm like, but. Yeah, no, I disagree. I feel like as somebody who likes to communicate, as long as you have communication, it has to be in detail.
Okay, so you don't mind hearing me explain about the same thing like 5 times?
Explain. I'm somebody that needs to understand.
Yes.
So if you are not happy with something and you are explaining this to me in detail, if I don't understand it, I'll be like, can you elaborate on this? Or like, can you explain this? And I would prefer you to explain things in detail than just be like, you know what you did that day pissed me off.
What I do?
I do a lot of things that piss people off, right? Like, what is it? Why is it? And if that happens, it helps me understand how to be a better partner for you. It helps me understand to be a better person as well, right? Because I obviously did something that made you unhappy. If you're just going to briefly run over it, I'm not going to be able to fix it. Yeah,
like, I'm not sure if this is gender specific, actually. But to highlight some examples, like, I feel that amongst my girlfriends and I, the reason why sometimes we go over a similar topic or like why we hate on a same person like over and over again is a form of therapy almost. Like the more you verbalize it and the more you like let it go with your friends, it's like a little bit of a release, you know?
I also think it's very different when you're doing it with somebody that you love and somebody who you trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's also why I share in detail, because I feel like they're able to catch all my emotions as well.
Yeah, like don't miss a point. Don't go from like point A to point D, you know? Like you need to know all the details.
Oh my god, maybe I really am a girl there.
Yes, you are.
Oh my god.
Why do men ghost instead of just being honest? Are you guilty of that?
No.
Oh, so you're upfront. You don't just disappear.
I feel like closure is a very important thing for multiple reasons. Number one, ghosting is super disrespectful.
Yeah.
Super disrespectful. Because if I take the time to reach out to you, to get to know you, if I take the time to bring you out on a date, even if you didn't feel any sort of spark and you didn't feel anything from me,
just let you down slowly, kind of
just
thing.
be like, you know what, hey, it was great. I really did appreciate the time they brought up, but I just see us as friends.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
better than leaving a question mark open.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The worst thing for you to ever do is lead a guy on and then ghost them, or vice versa. You lead a girl on and then just ghost them, and it's happened to me. Oh my gosh, it's like, yeah, let's meet for this, let's do this, ghost.
So how do you deal with that when you get ghosted?
Okay, I'm all for double texting, and I know a lot of guys are gonna be like, oh, don't give in lah. I'm like, no, what? You're not Chris Hemsworth, shut the f*** up. You're like, you're Chun Jie from like Yishun, right?
Sorry, Chun Jie.
Just like text, right? Because if you like somebody and if you find them attractive, let them know, right?
Yeah.
If you drop a message and they don't reply you, maybe it's like been a day, it's been half a day, 2 days.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 days is a bit longer. Like 1 day, like 24 hours, right?
Follow up.
Yeah, I'll be like, yo, blah 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 blah.
So if she really doesn't reply after
then
you
I
get
will
the
never
hint,
reply.
right?
Yeah. Because I'm also not like super committed into what I'm doing, right? I just want to let you know with that second text that I am trying to make my intentions clear.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't want to do it, I'm not going to force it. I'm great.
Okay, so now you know what that means if double texts you.
Unless you're Janice, then I just want my
Yeah.
leave approved.
He'll reply very fast, that one. Can you actually feel our boobs when hugging? Why is this a question? Why?
Actually, right, I've got a very specific thing about this. So,
That's why you hug, ah?
no. No. So, if you realize, right, when I hug my friends, I will give them normal hugs. But if I
Yeah.
ever meet somebody new, right,
Okay.
I will always turn to the side to hug
Yeah.
them this way.
Yeah.
Because I know that some people are conscious about it, right?
Okay.
And as a guy, if I meet somebody new, especially if it's a girl, I will wait first because I'm a massive hugger. Like I love hugs, so
Yeah.
I'll always make sure, right, that I assess the situation. When I met Madison Beer for the first time, right,
Uh-huh.
it was with Jermaine and myself, and whenever I'm with Jermaine, I'll always let Jermaine go first
Yeah.
because
The
then
female touch.
correct.
Yeah.
So the girls will, then I'll be able to see it. If they're not huggers, then I know, right?
Mm.
So when Madison Beer came out, she hugged Jermaine. It was a full-on hug, right? And then after that, she turned to me, and I was like, "Oh, hi," and she goes, "Oh, I'm a hugger," and I was like,
Oh,
"Thank
okay.
the Lord!" And she was like full embrace, and I was like, "Great," right? So
Well,
yeah,
it's also medicine beer, lah. So.
exactly. So yeah, I think to answer the question, it's yes, you can, but it's the intention of like making sure that the other person is comfortable with it.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Do men really categorize women when they first meet? For example, oh, this one got potential to date, or just for hookups, or can be a friend.
Yes and no.
I feel like women definitely do this
Oh, you
with
do?
men. Yeah.
I feel like
think
we
so.
I think it's different for me. Again, I cannot speak for the general population, right? Because to me, when I was younger, I was actually a very ugly boy growing up, right? And then like
Was
yeah, I'm a bit better now lah. Puberty did a bit better for me. No, and I remember this because my grandmother used to. Sorry, but my grandma looked at me one day with all my siblings, right? And she went, "Wow, Francis," who's my mom. She goes, "Wow, Francis, of all your kids, the youngest one really very ugly."
What?
And I was there.
Oh my god.
I was there.
Yeah, and let's not forget, Avery remembers everything since he was like 1 year old or something.
Exactly. So I was there, right?
Which is not real, but okay.
It's real. So I was like, my gosh. And so I grew up a bit ugly. And I think I always found that if people were to give me a shot,
Uh-huh.
right? Like why shouldn't I give other people a shot
Yeah.
in that same context? So I think when I meet somebody new, I don't categorize them into like, oh, potential to date or like bangable or like friend, right? I'll always think
Get
to
to know
myself,
them
yeah,
first?
I want to
Okay.
get to know you better first. And
Yeah.
if we connect, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe there's potential.
Yeah, I mean that one of my exes whom you've met before, initially I categorized him as not to date kind
Just
of
piang,
situation.
is it?
Yeah, no, not even.
Then
I was
friend.
like just party friends.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, we're exes, but for what it's worth, during that time, he really showed a lot of care and concern and like prioritized me a lot. And I think it was through that determination and persistence that it kind of won me over.
Okay, so the question here that I have for you, right?
Yeah.
If a guy is genuinely
Yeah.
persistent,
Yeah.
do you find that attractive?
Yeah, clearly, because I ended up like going out with him for a year and a half.
Then where do
eventually.
you draw the line
Okay.
between like persistence and like too much?
Yeah, there's definitely a fine line. Like even though he was very persistent, it wasn't overbearing. It was like just enough. So I don't know. Like I haven't really been in a situation where it has been so overbearing that I just ghosted the guy. I don't think I've been in that situation.
Have you ghosted guys?
Yes, I think I definitely have. I think I have.
Tragic.
Yeah.
Do guys care about matching underwear for bra and panties?
Yes. Really?
Yes.
Why?
Oh my lord. I love.
Okay, hold on. Can I ask you something? After the initial dating phase, where it's like all hot and everything with your girl, don't tell me she continues doing that for the rest of your relationship. What if it just stops midway?
As in, I'm not saying that you have to do this all the time. Like
once in a while, you
I
mean?
want you to be comfortable as
Yeah,
well. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Okay, why matching but Uniqlo top and bottom? Also okay, right?
Arism?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind.
Sure.
Literally half my underwear is all Uniqlo seamless, the best.
You don't have to say this
It's
to
the
any
best,
people.
okay?
Don't need to know. Okay, move on.
But if you need recommendation,
Move on,
Uniqlo
move on.
seamless underwear is the best in the world,
Move
I
on.
swear. Okay. Anyway, okay, all jokes aside, as we wrap it up, because it's been a while since we've like done this just one-on-one catch-up. What do you think is one thing that women still have as a misconception about men?
I feel like I'm not a great representation for the male population.
Then why are we doing this show? I'm not a great representation of the female audience.
That's exactly why we do this show,
So
because
we're
we're
like
the
the opposite.
opposites,
Yeah.
right? And we try and understand this.
True.
But I feel like there is a very big misconception that men don't want to show emotion. We want to be able to show that emotion, but getting there is always the issue, right? And I always feel like when you finally meet that one person and you meet somebody that allows you to be yourself and not have to put up a wall, not have to try and like retain and control all this emotion, right? That is like your person, you know, because I can feel vulnerable while I still feel like,
Secure.
yeah. So I don't feel like, oh, if I cry in front of you, or if I'm like vulnerable in front of you, it's gonna change how you feel about me. I'm gonna know that at the end of the day, you are just there and I'm being vulnerable because of you. So I think that's the biggest misconception, that men don't want to be vulnerable or they don't want to show emotions. We do.
I think deep inside they do.
We do.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Men Explain. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe to us on all podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and MeListen.
And make sure to follow on all our socials as well, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at itsclarity.co. And we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye. I like bras and like it like turns me on. Can we
Okay.
actually say that on this show?
It's just that
Like-
was a very
like-
weird moment where I literally felt very uncomfortable.
No, okay.
It turns me
Like-
on.
Like
really
I
wanna
just
know.
think that like it's nice to see everyone.
Can you stop doing this? when
Sorry,
you
sorry.
say
I'm
that?
thinking about it. Yeah.